We continue to preview the 2025 college volleyball season. Our stop today is Chickasha, Oklahoma, as we get to visit with Robert Blakley, who is heading into his second season with the Science and Arts of Oklahoma Drovers. Coach, congratulations on getting to a second season. I want to talk about that a little bit later on, but last year, let's look back really quickly. 2024, 13-19 overall, and the program saw marked improvement over the course of the season. Tell us a little bit about last year.
I think last year, obviously not the win-loss record that any team is looking for, but the growth that we made as far as, and I know the word culture gets thrown around a little bit too much, but just establishing the culture, kind of establishing standards. I think that was the big thing about coming in. I was able to recruit a little bit, but not fully coming in April. And so I think this coming season, we had a few more pieces than before, but this year was a phenomenal year. I think the culture was good. I think the team got along relatively well. We kind of built on the backbone of what everybody else came in, the previous years and had done. So it's just really trying to take baby steps moving forward.
I understand. You know what? I agree with you. I think sometimes the word culture is thrown around a bit too much, but I think it's important. It really is big, especially if you want to see that improvement and establish what you want to see done.
Well, I think we'll touch on it later, probably. But, as a coach, one of the few coaches coming back for a second season, I think that really impacts the culture more than anything. Because let's say I leave right now and another coach comes in and you're having to restart all over with building that, just the coaching culture.
Mm-hmm. Well, Coach, then let's look a little bit more at 2024 too. The Drovers had some all-conference recognition. You got to see Jalea Cox as well as Brinley Burney, who were recognized by the Sooner Athletic Conference for their play last year. Burney, the freshman of the year too. So you have some solid players coming back.
Absolutely. I think I think we've gained more and kept more than what we lost. And, praise to the seniors who kind of paved the way. And, I wish them the best moving forward. But I think that Jalea coming back, she set the kill record for USAO. Brinley Burnley set the dig record for USAO. Both tremendous athletes. And Jalea had to do it. She came in to play right side for us. And then when our big 6-row outside got injured, I think in this third week, we had to move her over from the right side to the outside. So for her to still have success, making that transition early in the season was pretty solid.
You mentioned Cox leading the team in kills and setting a record there as well, more than 300 kills last season. She led the team there. Let's start there in looking ahead to 2025. Is your offense going to go through her again?
I think we're much more balanced this coming season. I do. I think that she is still one of the top outside hitters, top pins in our conference. So she's absolutely going to play a part in our success. But we are a much more balanced team this coming season, which I believe makes us a much more dangerous team this coming season.
All right. We're speaking now with Robert Blakley here on the Summit as we preview the 2025 college volleyball season. And I encourage you, please like this video and take the time to subscribe to the channel. We enjoy talking about small college sports and more throughout the Midwest and beyond. Coach, we teased it a little bit. I want to hit this right now as we look at you coming back for year two. The USAO program is less than a decade old in volleyball. And so the previous three coaches were all one and done. So you coming back for year two is a big deal for the program. Talk about what that means.
Well, I think one of the main things it means is we had a spring season. For the last 3 years, there's not a player on the team right now that has gone through a spring season, has had spring games, has had spring workouts. Sorry. So really just establishing that. I think our spring season was – I would take my team in the spring just because we were able to do so much more. And it wasn't so, practice one day and play the next day. We were able to extend it and get a lot more done. I would take the spring team right now, just with the 11 girls we had. And I think that we would be a much better team moving forward.
I understand. Well, of those girls that you had, Brinley coming back, freshman of the year in the conference, again, leading the team in digs, more than 500 digs, a school record for the Drovers last year. Your defense, I would imagine, starts there.
Oh, absolutely. She is the cornerstone of our defense. We're fortunate enough. I think we're a good blocking team, which helps her out a lot. I will say that. But her instinct to read the game is it's weird because I feel like she doesn't have to get coached a whole lot. That kind of takes away from me, but I am 100% okay with that. She just comes from a solid background. We set up a decent block. She gets in the seam, and that we send them her way, and she does her job.
You were talking about getting help there with the blocks, and the two leaders in blocks for your team last year are both returning in Morgan Kobe and Giselle Calderon in the middle. I'm sure that also is a big deal to help Brindley along the way too. I mean, you get that kind of consistency coming back.
Absolutely. They're going to play a huge part. Kobe is probably our strongest middle right now. She obviously is 6'1", 6'2". Probably not our most athletic middle per se, but her IQ of reading what's happening on the other side of the net puts her up there with everybody else, if not higher, in the middle. We'll be fine.
You get the season started then in the middle of August, a little green and gold scrimmage before you host a tri-match among those, Rose State coming in and another team to be determined. Then you head to New Orleans, down to Loyola, to get to play down there and participate in great competition down there, as well as coming back Bethel, another tournament before the Sooner Athletic Conference schedule gets into play. And it's a conference that is growing in its competitiveness as well, I think even on a national scale. Tell us a little bit about your season.
I'm looking forward to the season. I think that we made tremendous improvements in our spring. I think moving forward, we've added some pieces that we were missing. We've got several freshmen coming in. We added some transfers. And really, I think just to start the season, of course, we'll start in green and gold. And I think if you look back, even last year, we tried to have kind of inter-squad scrimmage at the start, but we weren't really deep enough to be a competitive, gold versus green scrimmage. And right now, I think we could throw anybody on the court, and I think we're going to be pretty competitive with anybody in our conference. Obviously, you still have the top tier, which, we're not going to go from, number 8, and I'm not going to predict a number 1, out of the gate. But I do hope that we are able to finish maybe in the top 4, top 5, and have a shot at getting to the national tournament this coming season. I think in our schedule leading up to it, we try to build, you want to give them a little confidence early in the season. You want to then kind of give them a reality check. And then we kind of want to play kind of what the conference level is.
I understand. Well, success to you all this season, coaches. We'll be following the Drovers over the course of the year. Coach Robert Blakley heading into year 2 with USAO this season. Success to you all. And thanks for taking time with us to preview the 2025 season.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. Enjoyed it.